Hey everybody, Superfluous J here, playing more Dyson Sphere program, and we are just a little bit away. I only had that up so I could see the numbers from getting our processors, and as soon as we do, we can make logistic stations. Well, kind of. We can start to make logistic stations by stuffing the stuff that I've pulled out of. I thought I pulled these out, but I don't see them anywhere. So let's go ahead and pull these out and. Yeah, where are these things? There they are. I don't know where they were, but that's where they are. And I apparently also have red cubes in my inventory, which I didn't realize it, but not a big deal. Yeah, it was a bit of a wait. I don't suggest doing it like that, but what are you gonna do? The next thing we want, though, we want to just go right into interstellar logistic stations, which require the titanium alloy. Is the only thing that we need for that. These guys also require titanium alloy and the better thrusters. So let's look at those. Those take yellow. The better thrusters I don't think take yellow, but maybe they do. They don't. They take red only. So let's go ahead and activate that so we can start researching that. And then we're gonna need yellow science. And to get yellow science, we're gonna have to get chemical engineering. We're going to have to get high strength crystals, and we're going to then be able to get this, and then we can go for the titanium and this, and that's the order we're going to do them. And then we are going to then have our interplanetary logistics, which is what I consider the beginning of the game when it comes down to it. Everything up till now has been prep work. Let's go ahead and take these 23 of these out of here, and let's see if we can make a regular logistic stations. We can't. We need 40 of these, 40 titanium, 40 steel, and 20 of these things, which I'm putting into this box because I couldn't find a better place to put them. We're just so hurting for resources here. We need these. We actually have them in our inventory, so I'm going to stuff them in there. But these guys are lacking these, which I thought I had more in my inventory, but I guess I don't. It's kind of nice that I don't have them in my inventory. That means I successfully used them. But this thing is really chewing through the iron. If I could reach this box over here. I'm gonna grab everything out of it and stuff it all in there just to keep that running for the time being. This guy is running low-ish on copper, so let's stuff a bunch of copper in there, and I guess that's all he gets. Put the rest in here, and we need 40 of these, and we need 40 of these, and then we need titanium, which we have a ton of up here. That's 400. That's far more than 40. We also have steel here. Might as well just take it out of there. I was making these thrusters. We also have titanium in here. I just threw a bunch of titanium in there because I brought a bunch back and I needed a place to put it. I guess I could have I could have taken the titanium from here. But we also need these processors, which hopefully we have enough now to make a station. 36. We are one away. One away from greatness. Yeah, get those in there so I don't have to worry about them anymore. 38. Yeah, this guy's a little bit slow, but there's not much you can do about it. He needs copper. I could manually throw some copper in there, just to get him going faster. And manually throw some silicon in there too. Oh, there's no copper in here at all. That's a problem. This is what your logistic stations will do for you when you actually have the game, when you're playing the game correctly. But hey, we can make a logistic stations. Let's go ahead and do it. Boom, there's one logistic station. We need more steel, and we're going to need more processors. So let's go up here and just grab some steel. Wherever I'm making steel. There it is. Just gonna grab, let's say, that much. And we also are gonna need some of these bots. which need iron. So let's go ahead and grab some iron. And each station can take 10, so I'm going to make these 10 at a time. Actually, I'm only going to make 16 right now because we need more thrusters. And thrusters require copper and steel. So let's throw some steel in here. Let's get some copper. Throw it in here too. And now he can make more thrusters. Although we have 65 thrusters. Because now we need processors. There we go. We can now make 6, but how many do I have? Because I want to make these 10 at a time. How many do we have? Where are they? Oh, we haven't gotten to them yet. We're making 16, so I want to make 4 more. So I only want to make 4. So that way I have 20. And then I'm going to want to make 1 more logistic station because you need logistic stations in order to you need 2 of them. Otherwise, you know, 1 of them isn't enough, basically. I'll pull the copper out of here and put it in here manually. Yeah, this guy can keep up, but this guy can't. He just needs too many ingredients. And yeah, this guy's doing fine. We just need 30 more of these. It's just gonna take a while. So, in the meantime, we can grab these too. In the meantime, let's set up our logistics station that we have. Okay, this is going to be the first time we're actually making something. And what I want to do is I want to facilitate making logistic stations. That seems the right way to go to begin with. So we're going to place a logistic station here. Let me look on the map and see if there's a good spot to do it. Maybe down here. We'll do it down here. It's nearby, but it's away from the rest of the stuff. It'll let this sort of shine here. So I'm going to put this logistic station right here. And I picked this spot specifically because it was on a grid line. And apparently it didn't actually work, so let's do that again. There we go. These guys take power, so I'm going to put this power pole here. And you see there, it's charging up. And while it's charging up, we're still totally fine with satisfaction. But he can take 10 of these flying things, which I still haven't started making. Let's see, we're making thrusters. That's bad. That makes me want to kill these 6 and then make them again. There we go. I'm going to put this back down to 1. I'll just make them 1 at a time from now on. But he's going to take the guys, and what we can do is we can request things and then also send things away. And these guys only have 3 slots on them. The bigger ones have 5, which is really nice. But what you can do here is you can look at what does a logistic tower take. A logistic tower takes 4 ingredients, which is kind of crazy. So this is not the best thing to make in this logistic tower, because what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to request all 4 of these things and then supply them to it. So why don't we set our sights a little bit lower and look at perhaps these circuits. These circuits take basically copper, iron, and silicon. So if we request copper, iron, and silicon, then when those are being made available to us from somewhere else in the network, they're going to be able to come out of here. So then we want copper coming out on one line. Oops, I didn't do that right. Let's go ahead and delete that. We want copper coming out one line, and I want it to come out on the middle because it's being used in both of our ingredients here. And then iron coming out here, and you can hit tab and it's selecting which one of these outputs. So you can do that on a lot of different things. I think it has to go up 1 more. There's iron. Let's put one of these stations here. Yeah, I'm off by 1. Let's put these guys out here. And then silicon's going to come out of this one. Oops. Always forget to do the tab thing, and it's so much easier when you do it. Silicon's going to come out on this guy. And then what we're going to do is copper and iron make these guys. Copper and silicon make these guys. And then these guys together make one of the processors. Okay. If I can do this here. Boom. And the processor. Okay. And now it's time to look at some ratios. we did this for Factorio. We're going to do this for this. These guys make every 3 seconds they need 2. These guys make 2 every second. So we can support 3 processor machines with one of these. These guys make 1 every 2 seconds. So that's 3 every second and a half, which is annoying. Actually, wait, we want 2 every 3 seconds. So these guys make 2 every 4 seconds. So that's for every 3 processors, we can do 4 of these, I think it is. I don't know. I'll do the math off camera when the time comes, which is coming up fairly soon. Tell you what, yeah, I'll pause it and I'll do the math and I'll come right back. I just hate doing the math while I'm talking to you. All right, the math is quite simple, actually, compared to how hard it is for me to wrap my brain around it for some reason. But if we have one of these making 2 circuits every 2 seconds or every second, this guy needs 2 circuits every 3 seconds, so one of these can support 3 of these. 3 of these also needs 2 circuits or 2 of those circuits every second. The other circuits, whatever these things are called, microcrystalline components, needs 2 of these every 2 seconds. Every 3 seconds, sorry. So we would need 4 of these. I'm doing it in my brain wrong again. But as soon as I start talking, that's when the problem happens. But anyway, so we need 4 of these. And I don't have any, so let's make some. I can't wait for the day when I don't have to make these by hand whenever I need them. We need iron, it looks like. Yeah. So let's go get some iron. Always need some. That should be enough. I'm going to need a lot of these, so I'm just going to queue up a whole bunch of them. So we need 4 of these. I don't have them because I'm making them in my pocket. So yeah, we need 4 of these for every 1 of these for every 3 of these, which means we need 8 in toto. And actually, I can do this here. Now, the question is, how do you space these things out? What I want to do is I want these things spaced out in such a way that they can each feed from the green circuits. And then we also then need them to be able to feed from these guys. And if we do it like this, then we're good. So what we want to do is that we want these circuits to go out on an output belt. So this belt we're not going to use because I don't want to run the stuff down the center. So this is going to be our output belt. And let me get power to these guys just so it's not annoying. And I can put power pole there and there just to cover those. So we can have output belts. Output sorters, which I don't have in my inventory, which is really annoying. Let's make 4 of those. 40, I guess, of those. And oh, we have 54, so I don't know where I had them. But anyway, so what we want to do is we want to send these things out, and we'll send them out straight onto this belt. Then we need to send the green circuits into each one. Then we need to send these also into them from both sides. These guys feed him entirely. These guys feed him entirely. And then these ones here split the difference. Half of them go to him and half of, well, actually probably 2/3 go to him and 1/3 goes to him, or something along those lines. And then that'll take care of that. So what we want to do is we want to run copper, iron, and silicon this way. So there's the iron. And you know what? Copper goes to both of them, so we should probably make this copper. And then these guys need 2 silicon, and he needs 2 iron. So let's just run iron first. It doesn't really matter. And then silicon. And on this side, all we need is copper and silicon. Because we don't need iron on this side, because we don't have the green circuits. So these guys here need both belts sending to them. These guys here need copper and iron. These guys need copper and silicon. I'm actually going to send 2 of silicon because I suspect that these super long sorters are going to be slow. And sadly, it looks like one of these is out of range of both of these guys. No matter which way we put it, he's going to be out of range, which is a little annoying. I wonder, can I fit one? I can fit one in the middle, so I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put this one. Actually, yeah, no, it has to be here, here, and probably here. And then that'll be able to be tiled. And the reason I want to be able to tile it is because I'm going to tile it. And I'm going to use a new mod, a blueprint mod. We're going to hit B for blueprint. Actually, I don't think B actually works. Oh, it does. Well, I think it does. I don't know. I can't tell. But what we're going to do here is we're going to hit F1 to create a blueprint. This is the advanced build mod, or whatever it's called. I wish I remember what it was called. But we want all the belts and everything up to here, and then bring it down here, including this power pole and this stuff. Okay, and then we are going to copy it, and then we can paste it down. And it looks like, sadly, the belts can't overwrite other belts. So I think I need to start over. So let's try it again. Let's create right from here, right to there. And I don't actually want these, so I can hit, I think F2 goes into delete mode. Wait. No. Is it Alt? No. Tab? There's a way to go into delete mode, and I don't remember what it is. Right click? Nope. Okay. Having the worst time of my life here. I actually don't want this either. I'm going to see if we can go without it. Okay, let's try this again. B. No, see, B doesn't bring that menu up. Okay. You can tell I've used this a lot. Yeah, so from here to here. And then I right click, and then when I bring them here, this is perfect. But we have lack of items because we don't have factories. So let's make a few more of these factories. Let's just make 3 more and then make a bunch more, because I'm going to want them. But now I can hit V to bring it out. And as soon as we have the assemblers, as soon as we have 8 assemblers, I should probably be making gears and circuits in my inventory, but I'm not. I can just... Come on. It says lack of item, but I know I have it. That's really weird. I had 7 and it just made 1, and now I have 7 again. Now I have 8. Okay. So now I can paste this here, and it'll make the entire thing inserters and all, which is pretty cool. And my robots will place them all down. The belts sadly don't connect. I don't know if they ever will. That might just be a thing with it. But it did save a lot of time, and I can do interesting builds like this. Before, when you didn't have the ability to, what am I trying to say? When you didn't have the ability to place blueprints, you were encouraged to make an entire station that makes processors, or an entire station that makes these, whatever they're called, quantum microcrystalline components, and an entire thing that makes circuit boards. Here I can actually make a purpose-built factory that will make everything, which is super convenient, and I really like it. So yeah, there's that. So when these are all made and they are all done, someday, my poor little robots are just working their little tookuses off. Now I have a factory that actually will run these things. So if I go get copper and iron and silicon, it will go in there. I want to actually get copper and iron before I put the silicon in there, because I want it to all kind of happen at the same time. So let's go ahead and grab a bunch of iron. Maybe not that much. Let's put 3 of them back. And then a bunch of copper. Oops. Yeah, it's still in this box. Just grab all the copper we can. And then come back over to our station, and now we're gonna pretend that we are the robots. And we're gonna put this stuff in the station here. We're gonna say, put the copper there. Whoops, put the iron there, and put the silicon there. And they comes out on all the belts, and I got these wrong. This is supposed to be copper. My mistake. Actually, there's an argument to be made to make this silicon here, but oh well. There we go. I'll just have to take this off the belt manually. And these guys are making their processors, and the processors are coming out on the exit belt. And for now, I am going to let it go. Now the question is, how much can we support? And honestly, I don't know offhand, and I don't care too much. I just want to support as much as I can from this station. So I'm going to fill in some foundation here so that we can build more, and then I am going to go into blueprints and paste, and this pastes the last thing you placed before. Sadly, I want it here, and I can't because the belts are in the way, that's not what I wanted to hit, which is annoying. So I'm going to actually delete these belts, and actually I don't know if I needed to delete those. B? Yeah, see, it doesn't work. Paste this right here, and we're missing power poles now, which is annoying. Can only make 1 because we need iron. Well, guess what? There's some iron right here. There we go. And let's paste again. Yeah, right there. And then I'll have to connect the belts manually. So it's not a perfect mod. It does not solve every problem that you have, but it definitely makes this kind of thing easier, which is nice, and I definitely appreciate it. But then at the end here, I'm just going to put a box. Going to delete these, and I'm going to put a sorter here, so that as soon as these guys start coming down the line here, it's going to put these in the box. Now, these things that were so hard to make before are now just being thrown in a box for me, which is fantastic. And I can grab them really quickly. And that means I can also, as soon as I get 40 of them, make another logistic station, which is fantastic. And let me take these off the belt quickly rather than slowly like like the inserter's doing, the sorter is doing. I don't know if it can keep up with the demand of these things coming down the line. We'll find out in a second here as we do this, but we have 113 and I can make 2 of these stations, and I'm going to do that right now because I actually have a use for 2 of these stations. One of them is going to go right here. Let's go ahead and wait for it to pop up on the list here as soon as it gets made. It takes a long time to make these things, but when you don't make them by hand, you don't use them often enough for them to matter. So I'm going to plop this logistic station down here. And then I'm going to move this tower to here. Yeah, so this will power that. And then I'm going to run this right into this tower, and I'm going to say this tower is going to provide, it's going to supply processors to the network. And then I'm going to put my drones in here. And I thought it took 10, but it actually takes 50. It takes 10 of the other ones. So, but I'm only going to leave 10 in there for now. While we're ramping up, I think 10 is perfectly fine. Now this guy, I'm going to actually remove him. And I'm going to take all these processors that I have and put them in here just for safekeeping. And now, anytime I want processors, they're going to be in that station. And they're going to be sitting there waiting to be supplied to stuff. Speaking of that, we actually have these set up to supply. I want to change them to demand. And we want to demand copper, iron, and silicon from the network. And there is no copper, iron, or silicon in the network right now because we're not doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a temporary station right here somewhere. And I think right where this is, we're going to put it right here. And he is going to supply, guess what? Copper, iron, and silicon to the network. And what I'm going to do here is I have all this silicon here. I'm going to put it all in this station. And I'm a little surprised that nobody's coming to get it. Did I not put any drones in this station? I did not. That's why. So I'm going to put 10 drones in this station. And they're instantly going to start coming over here to pick up the things. And I actually want to set the minimum load to 100%. That way nobody ever makes a really short trip. And notice this station doesn't have any power set to it, but these drones actually leave here with enough power to make a round trip. So that's awesome. they will take care of that. So that's the silicon. So I don't need this box anymore. We have even more silicon, and these things hold a lot more than boxes do. So we'll throw even more silicon in there. And then we want copper as well. And iron as well. So let's throw the copper and the iron in here. Copper and iron. And we could use 10 more drones, but we'll worry about that in a minute. I'm going to set the minimum load of drones to 100%. And now we don't need this anymore. This temporary thing that we had set up is garbage, and we don't care about it. And it's done, which is pretty cool. So now what we would like to do is do the same thing with these so that we're not making these things and likewise these and these so that we're not making them in let's see, what are we missing? We're missing gear. Oh, we're missing iron. This thing always needs iron. Actually, it has iron. So what does he need? Electromagnets, which need magnets, which are coming from here. So we don't have any magnets in here. That's the problem. Just take as many magnets as I can, throw them in there, and call it a day. Let that keep going. But anyway, that's logistic stations. It's a bad example, really, when it comes down to it, because You know, we're manually putting the stuff in the stations, but it is a usable system. And it will work as time goes on. I can also grab some more thrusters out of here and probably make some more of these drones. If I had iron, which guess what? There's iron in this station. So let's take 200 iron and make 39 drones. We have 1, so 39 is actually a good number. Although let's just make 9 for now. I don't want to go crazy or anything. We also do want power on this station. And we also now want to direct things. This is stone, so we don't care about it. But the iron here, we would like to direct this iron into the station. So let's go ahead and do that. Now iron is going into the station. We want to prioritize it this way so that it gets to our science first. But any extra can go to the station. That's fine. Likewise, we can do the same thing with copper. Copper can go in the station. Again, I want to prioritize the science area. And then silicon, which we're not actually making anywhere, I can just, whenever I bring some back, which I just did, I can just dump it in there by hand. Once we get an interplanetary station, we'll be able to do this manually. Do I have my 10 drones? I do. We can put them in here, and now there's 20 drones that can take things back and forth. Look at these guys just chugging along. They're heading over here. They're dropping the things in the station. And the station is gonna then make the processors as they dump off the resources, which is awesome. It's fantastic. We can also limit these things. We don't really need a lot of stuff here. I think I'm going to limit iron right now to 500, and then we'll limit copper because we need twice. Actually, I think we need twice as much copper as iron, give or take, and we need probably maybe twice as much silicon. So we'll change the demand so that the drones never over prioritize one thing over another. Is what I'm thinking. It looks like I have more of this in my inventory. I guess yeah, I over grabbed these. So go ahead and just put them back because I don't want them in my inventory. But there you go. That's a very quick and dirty lesson on how to do a logistic thing. It's ugly and it's not what I'm gonna do fully, but it gets the job done for now. What we need though is I want to automate logistic stations and the drones. So I'm going to automate those purple things, and then everything else is actually there. And then drones, I need to automate. That's it, actually. For drones, I am making everything. So I guess I could automate thrusters and then get those going. But in the meantime, I'm gonna manually make more of these stations, and I'm gonna manually. I need steel for that. I'm gonna manually place them down and make little areas that are making these things that I want, and then set up the drones, etc., 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 and get things going. The drones here, I can make 22. I'm gonna make them 10 at a time, only when I can. So there's 20 more drones, and I'll just make these things. I think I can probably, well, that sucks. I canceled the making of the station. I was hoping it would cancel just one of them. I'll just make 2 stations because I'm only making 20 drones, and I want to put 10 drones per station right now. And that's it for now. Next time we're gonna continue expanding our logistics, and we're gonna integrate our logistics more into functioning, and then eventually we're going to be setting up yellow science, and then we're going to go interplanetary, which is when things actually take off. This is kind of my expansion base that isn't a real base, because I'm going to be not really using these towers very much. I'm going to be using the interplanetary towers more than anything else. But that's all next time. I hope you're looking forward to it. If you are, please leave a like on the YouTubes, and I'll see that, and it'll make me happy. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I don't know what else to tell you. I'm Superfluous J, and I will, as always, Talk at you later.